A member of Chief Executive Women, Sally Fielke is an executive at Coles with over 20 years' experience on boards. A firm believer in seeking out opportunities beyond her experience, Sally is a director of the New South Wales Rugby Union and the Waratahs.
So I started my career as a lawyer. I like to think I'm a reformed lawyer, and have since evolved through CEO of Industry Association roles to today I am in corporate affairs roles. So I currently run corporate and Indigenous affairs for Coles. Yeah, so my journey into rugby is an unorthodox one, I guess. I'm South Australian by birth, so I'm more born and bred AFL, but the opportunity arose for me when I was living up in Darwin, and I wanted to look for one of my first board positions. I was in my 20s and I was a lawyer. I put my hand up for an AFL board position, but there weren't actually any going at the time, but there was one on Northern Territory Rugby Union. So I interviewed for that and was lucky enough to get that role. Interestingly, I can't say I really knew a great deal about rugby at the time, but I have to say, after a couple of years sitting on that board, I was hooked and haven't looked back. Have really forged a lot of my board career post then in rugby roles as I've gone along. I think it was an incredible opportunity to be put on a board of a sport I didn't know a lot about, because I worked ultra hard to really get underneath the game. I mean, the Northern Territory comp was, really interesting at the time, full of passionate people, not professional, but it was just a really great way to meet some incredible people who were happy to take me on their journey and teach me. What also helped was because I was a lawyer at the time, I got put on the tribunal. Every other director around that table had played that sport and been born and bred into it. So I knew therefore I probably didn't have to come with a huge amount of knowledge in that space, because the rest of the board held it. So the point of difference I tried to bring, I guess, was those legal skills that the rest of the board didn't have. I think going on fresh to a new board, you've obviously been chosen to be on that board for a reason, and you obviously have a specific skill set that they're looking for. So that's your strength as a starting point. Most of the people around the table are going to have other skills or deeper knowledge than you, so start with your areas of strengths. I think the benefit of coming onto a board as a new person with fresh eyes means you do bring new thinking. The challenge then, I guess, that you have to set for yourself is having your voice heard, but also making sure you're listening, because there's obviously a lot of knowledge that sits around the table, but don't be afraid to ask dumb questions, because sometimes through that's where some different thought or ability to pivot and think about things in a different way can really be of value to the board. My advice to women who are looking to take their first step, I guess, and find a board is use your networks. Think about the board you want to go on, think about who the peripheral influential people might be around that, and use your networks to let people know that you're interested. Don't be afraid to put your hand up and put yourself forward. If you don't let people know that that's what you're interested in doing, opportunities don't always come chasing you. So don't be afraid to put your hand up, speak to the right people, use your networks, and give it a go. Yeah, I am proud of myself. I'm proud of my journey that I've had from a board perspective, but I'm also proud of my career journey, and I think both have been intertwined. The lessons I've gained from sitting on boards, but also my career lessons along the way, I think have both built on each other to sort of get me to where I am today, but I'm also pretty aware that I've got a lot more of my journey to go.